Hi, hello everyone. Today we make this monkey melt. So how do we do it? First, we need to make a UV sphere bigger than our object. So something like that should be good. Then you can auto smooth it and add a subdivision surface. You can make it up to 2. That should be enough. Then what you do is you add a displace modifier. You create a new texture. Then you go into texture parameters, you make it so that it's a cloud texture, you make it soft, then you come back here and you switch up the places of the modifiers. Then you can look around to see if your shape is inside the shape that you want to melt is inside the sphere. To be sure, you can lower the mid levels so the ball is bigger. And the idea is to get an abstract shape here. So no matter what are your parameters here, I think it's a bit big, so I will make it smaller and I will adjust the position. Let's say it starts like that. Then you put a location keyframe, you go where you want it to end, I will say 40 frames, and you make it high enough or far enough that it has no contact with the mesh that we want to melt. So we should have that right now. And now what we want is to have the monkey head up here inside our sphere. So to do that, what we have to do is to take a Boolean modifier, select the sphere and go into intersect. If you have some issues, I found out that sometimes fast is better than exact, but yeah. So now we have the monkey face where we have the sphere. And if I deactivate that, we have this abstract shape. Maybe I could do that. This more abstract formation that will resemble more of something melting down. So once we have that, what we want to do, as you can see, it's working. So now what we want to do is to duplicate everything. So the shape and the sphere. So we do Shift D and we right click, to not move anything. And to make it easier, we can put it in another collection. Just press M and put it in somewhere else. Call it 2 or whatever you want. Like this, it will be easier for us to see where we are. So we have this second monkey, or this second shape. What we want to do with it is to add a modifier, a Boolean modifier, and here it's where I always fail. What is it already? I always forget. Okay, now it's where it's get a little bit harder. I have a hard time to get this right all the time, but what you want to do is to create a difference, a little surface, a little area where, you have only this much width or height of the monkey being here, and this is what will be dissolved, not all the monkey. It will make sense when I will show it to you. So to do that, what we need to do first is to offset our second sphere. So what we want to make, it's lower it down a little bit. So what you do is you go in here, you check for the delta transform, and on the Z you remove something like 0.05. Then you can hide the sphere. You take the second Suzanne or the second model that you want to dissolve. You add another Boolean, you put it to a difference, and here is the trick. It's not the sphere one that you want, but the sphere, the basic one, and there you have it. You see, it's that little thickness that will be dissolved and not all the monkey shape. And if you want to see, it's working like that. Here, there is an issue. It shouldn't be this empty. No, it should be something more full. It should be fuller, so we can try to correct it with a weld. In which direction? Something like that. Try to play around with the value and correct the emptiness. Here you can see that it's not enough. Here should be good. Still not perfect. Yeah, I have some issues, so try to find the right value for you. And as you can see, once we have added this well, we have corrected the issue of it being empty. So as you can see, we have this little thickness under our monkey that will be what will be melting down. Now that we are here, we need to do our simulation. To do so, select the second shape that you have made, the one with the thickness, press F3 and search for Quick Liquid. Then you click on Apply, Enter, or whatever you want, and you should have this. So the domain, you can do your own settings. From what I've seen, a 0.4 on timescale is relatively good. You can also crank up the resolution division, but for the tutorial I won't. It takes a lot of resources, but you get something way better. Then you can have some randomness. I like to have it at 4. And you can add some diffusion too. So here, play with the values. I'll base myself on what I've learned. And you can also have mesh. You have to click on mesh to have something really this thick liquid, I will say. Here again, it's not working for some reason because I forgot to set the flow, which is not to geometry but to inflow. And here you can see that my animation ends at frame 40, and here is a mistake. Up. At frame 40, so at frame 40 I removed use flow, I've unchecked it and keyframed it, and one frame earlier, or one frame before, I've have had used the flow checked and keyframed. It's important. I don't understand why, but if you don't have that, the animation won't work. And now don't forget to check in the flow source is planar, and we should have something working, hopefully. And here you can see it's really thick. It's really thick, but you can improve it in the settings. Up here on the resolution subdivision mainly. That's where you will get the best improvements. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will only show you that. So as you can see, it's really unprecise right now, but you get a good idea of how it's dissolving and in a pretty abstract shape, as you can see from our sphere. And now we just have to shade, and we got it. We got something melt down. And that's how you do it. I hope that this tutorial was helpful. I will put in description the tutorial on which I based myself for this. I'm not claiming any of the discoveries of things. It's that person that made it. I simply wanted to have something voiced and made in my way. I hope it helped. If you have questions, the comments are here for that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Keep dreaming. Bye.